This is Nebraska Farmcast, a production of the Center for Agricultural Profitability, based in the Department of Agricultural Economics at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. I'm Ryan Evans. Since April 2021, more than 19 million workers have quit their jobs, leaving many businesses, especially those with frontline positions that interact directly with customers, scrambling to hire people. For more on what this so-called Great Resignation has looked like and what has contributed to it, I am joined by Dr. Cheryl Burkhart-Kriesel, an extension specialist with Rural Prosperity Nebraska here at UNL. Hi, Cheryl.
Hi.
Thanks for joining me again. So I just mentioned 19 million people have quit their jobs just since last April, a figure you mentioned in a new article that we're featuring on the Center for Ag Profitability site, cap.unl.edu. So do you know what that trajectory looks like as far as if this pace is likely to continue?
We know what has happened, but as far as the trajectory goes, it's a little bit of a guess. I did run across some research, not only done in the US, but also in 3 other countries. And it gives us the implication, we're making the assumption that this resignation process could kind of hold on into 2022, at least for a few more months. And then hopefully it's going to stable off a little bit.
So how do these resignation numbers compare to past periods in history when the U.S. has experienced economic shocks, as we have with obviously COVID-19, among others, in the past year or two?
Well, we can compare what happened to other years, and people are resigning in higher numbers than in previous economic downturns. And the thing that's really kind of interesting is that they're doing so without having a job lined up. Now, that little piece at the end there, without having a job lined up, is really different than in the past.
And getting to the reasons behind why people are resigning, and the research that you highlight in the article, you mentioned that one reason employees have often indicated that they'll remain in a job is because they do not want to relocate. So how is the growth of available remote work playing in or expected to play into that?
Okay, well, the good piece about this research is it said it came to the conclusion that about 60% of those surveyed, of these employees surveyed, said they weren't going to quit in the short term. Now, this sounds really good, but there's a little caveat to this. So one of the pieces that people would stay with their job is because they really didn't want to relocate. Now, having remote work changes this a lot. So it really puts everything in a whole different, puts it in a whole different perspective and way. So what can happen is satisfied workers can now be tempted to change jobs without relocating. So they may say, we don't want to relocate, but that doesn't mean they can't change jobs.
And with more options out there for employees now, are there things that businesses can do to start to curb the attrition that they're seeing?
Absolutely. So again, what this research found out is they asked employees and employers, why are people leaving? And so what they found out was employees feel a little bit different and lift up some different things than what employers think are important to employees. So let me give you an example here. So employees say that they're leaving work because they don't feel valued by their organization or even their managers, and they really lack a sense of belonging. Now, granted, there are also a lot of pay issues involved in this, but being valued is really important to them. So in contrast, when you ask employers what they think are the primary factors that people are leaving, they'll say it's inadequate pay, poor employee health, and basically people just want to look for a better job. What they don't say is anything about being valued. So employers and employees there's this huge disconnect between the two. And that's really troubling. And so if you think about it, in the business community, you can't fix what you don't understand. So if the employers don't understand what the employees are wanting, this is really bad. This is not good at all. However, this is also, you can flip it around. This could be a great opportunity. If businesses can listen to their employees and realign their work environment to better meet those needs, what the employees are really after, it could be a way for businesses to really attract employees and not only retain what they have, but bring in new ones. So, Ryan, it can be a real opportunity, but you have to think about it in the right way and find out the information.
Is the Great Resignation being felt in rural parts of the U.S. as it is in urban parts, or do we know anything about the regional differences?
If you ask people anywhere, they're having a tough time finding and keeping employees, period. And that's why, especially you notice it in a lot of the hospitality or restaurant situations. They may have reduced hours, they may be closed certain days. And one of the reasons they are is they simply can't get employees. And so it's a huge issue everywhere.
Great. Well, that is Dr. Cheryl Burkhart-Kriesel, an extension specialist with Rural Prosperity Nebraska here at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. You can find out more about their work at ruralprosperityne.unl.edu. And we have a new article she's written on what we've been talking about here in this episode on our website for the Center for Ag Profitability at cap.unl.edu. Thank you so much for your time, Cheryl.
Thank you, Ryan.
Nebraska Farmcast is a production of the Center for Agricultural Profitability at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. For the latest research-based information and education resources to manage your farm or ranch operation, visit our website at cap.unl.edu. That's cap.unl.edu.